Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on where you are in this world. God bless you. This is Gloria White coming to you from Utah, USA. Today we're going to continue in Halley's Bible Handbook, and we are in the book of Isaiah in chapters 44 and 45. This is Cyrus. These two chapters are a forecast of Israel's return from the captivity under Cyrus, with special emphasis on God's unique power to predict, the future. Cyrus, king of Persia, reigned from 538 to 529 BC. He permitted the Jews to return to Jerusalem and issued a decree authorizing the rebuilding of the temple in 2 Chronicles 36:22 through 23, and Ezra 1:1 through 4. Isaiah prophesied in 745 to 695 BC, over 150 years before the days of Cyrus. Yet he calls him by name and predicts that he would rebuild the temple, which in Isaiah's day was not yet fallen. Over idols is proved by his ability to foretell the future, an idea that recurs all through the chapters 40 to 48, 41, 21 to 24, 42, 8 to 9, 43, 9 to 13, 44, 6 to 8, 45, 20 to 21, 46, 9 to 11, 48, 3 to 7. The calling of Cyrus by name long before he was born is given as an example of God's power to declare things yet to come. 45, 4 to 6. This is not a prediction. It does not even make sense in the connection in which it is used. Critics who assign these chapters to post-exilic authorship have strange ideas of contextual unity. That predictive prophecy is an evidence of deity, was one of Isaiah's foremost these. He was very fond of ridiculing idols and idol worshippers, saying, "These gods that the nations worship cannot even do what men can do, cannot see, nor speak, nor hear." But says Isaiah, "Our God whom we worship is our Hebrew nation. Not only can he do what men can do, but he can do some things that men cannot do. He can foretell things to come." Then Isaiah invites a conference of nations for a comparison of gods, and asks if any nation has it in its literature predictions from old, or predictions from of old of things that afterward come to pass. "We have," says he, in our national annals, from an and from an old from of old, a continuous stream of predictions of things that were afterward continually coming to pass. The author of this handbook would like to ask the same question now. Is there anywhere in the literature of the whole wide world predictions from of old of the whole unfolding story of man's religious history, anywhere except in the Bible?" And it's so true. Nowhere else is it anything written that even comes close to what's been written in the Bible. Now we'll continue in the King James Version, modern King James Version of the Holy Bible, and we are in chapter 43. But now thus saith the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob, and that he formed thee, O Israel, fear not, For I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name. Thou art mine. And when thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee. And through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Hold on a second. Yeah, forgive me. We already read 43. Now we're in 44 and 45. Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, in Israel, whom I have chosen. Thus saith the Lord that made thee, and formed thee from the womb, which will help thee. Fear not, O Jacob, my servant, and thou, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen. For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. And I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine thy offspring. And they shall spring up as among the grass, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am the Lord's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord, and surname himself by the name of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Lord of hosts. I am the first, and I am the last, and besides me there is no God. And who as I shall call, and shall declare it, and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people, and the things that are coming and shall come, let him show unto them. Fear ye not, neither be afraid. Have not I told you from that time, and have declared it? Ye are my witnesses. Is there a God besides me? Yea, there is no God. I know not any. They that make a graven image are all of them vanity, and their delectable things shall not profit. And they are and they are their own witnesses. They shall not see nor know, that they may be ashamed. Who has formed a god or a molten graven image that is profitable for nothing? Behold, all his fellows shall be ashamed, and the workmen they are of men. Let them all be gathered together, let them stand up. Yet they shall fear, and they shall be ashamed together. The smith with the tongs both worketh in the coals, and fashioneth it with hammers, and worketh it with the strength of his arms. Yea, he is hungry, and his strength faileth. He drinketh no water in his faint. The carpenter stretcheth out his rule. He marketh it out with a line. He fitted it with his planes, and he marketh it out with the compass, and maketh it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, that it may remain in the house. He hewed down him cedars, and taketh the cypress and the oak, which he strengtheneth for himself among the trees of the forest. He planteth an ash, and the rain doth nourish it. Then shall it be for a man to burn, for he will take thereof and warm himself. Yea, he kindleth it, and baketh bread. Yea, he maketh a god and worshipeth it. He maketh it a graven image, and falleth down thereto. He burneth part thereof in the fire. With part thereof he eateth flesh. He roasteth roast, and is satisfied. Yea, he warmeth himself, and saith, Aha, I am warm, I have seen the fire. And the residue thereof he maketh a god, even his graven image. He falleth down unto it, and worshipped it, and prayed unto it, and saith, Deliver me, for thou art my God. they have not known nor understood. For he hath shut their eyes, that they cannot see, and their hearts, that they cannot understand. And none considereth in his heart, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire. Yea, also I have baked bread upon the coals thereof. I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make a residue thereof an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stalk of a tree? He feedeth on ashes. A deceived heart hath turned him aside, that he cannot deliver his soul, nor say, Is there not a lie in my right hand? Remember these, O Jacob and Israel, for thou art my servant. I have formed thee. Thou art my servant, O Israel. Thou shalt not be forgotten of me. I have blotted out as a thick cloud my transgressions, and as a cloud thy sins return unto me. For I have redeemed thee. Sing, O ye heavens, for the Lord hath done it. Shout, ye lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, ye mountains, O forest and every tree therein. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and glorified himself in Israel. Thus saith the Lord, thy Redeemer, and he that formed thee from the womb. I am the Lord that maketh all things, that stretcheth forth the heavens alone, that spreadeth abroad the earth by myself, that frustrateth the tokens of the liars, and maketh diviners mad, that turneth wise men backward, and maketh their knowledge foolish, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem, Thou shalt be inhabited, and to the cities of Judea, Ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof, that saith to the deep, Be dry, and I will dry up thy rivers, that saith of Cyrus, He is my shepherd, and shall perform all my pleasure, even saying to Jerusalem, Thou shalt be built, and to the temple thy foundation shall be laid. Chapter 45. Thus saith the Lord to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have holden, to subdue nations before him. And I will loose the loins of kings, to open before him the two levied gates, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before thee, and make the crooked places straight. I will break in pieces the gates of brass, and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give ye the treasures of darkness, and hidden riches of secret places, that thou mayest know that I, the Lord, from which call thee by name, am the God of Israel. For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name. I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. There is no God beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west, that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Drop down, ye heavens, from above, and let the sky pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation, and let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it. Woe unto him that striveth with his Maker. Let the potsherd strive with the potsherds of the earth. Shall the clay say to him that fashioned it, What makest thou? Or thy work? he hath no hands. Woe unto him that saith unto his father, What begottest thou? Or to the woman, What hast thou brought forth? Thus saith the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, and his Maker, Ask me of the things to come concerning my sons, concerning the work of my hands, command ye me. I have made the earth and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will direct all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let go my captives, not for price nor reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee, in chains they shall come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, Surely God is in thee, and there is none else. There is no God. Verily thou art a God that hideth thyself, O God of Israel, the Savior. They shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. For thus saith the Lord that created the heavens, God himself that formed the earth and made it. He hath established it. He created it not in vain. He formed it to be inhabited. I am the Lord, and there is none other. I have spoken in secret, in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, Seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourselves and come. Draw near together. Ye that are escaped of the nations, that they have no knowledge, that set up the wood of their graven images, and pray unto a God that cannot save. Tell me, and bring them near. Yea, let them take counsel together. Who hath declared this from the ancient time? Who hath told it from that time? Have not I the Lord? And there is no God else beside me, a just God and a Savior. There is none beside me. Look unto me, and be ye saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am God, and there is none else. I have sworn by myself, the word is gone out of my mouth in righteousness, and shall not return, that unto me every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear. Surely they shall say, One, in the Lord have I righteousness and strength. Even to him shall men come, and all that are incensed against him shall be ashamed. In the Lord shall all the seed of Israel be justified, and shall glory. Wow, what a powerful, powerful. I tell you what, if that doesn't bring to your mind the power of God, the sheer magnitude of his righteousness and magnificence and his power, then there is no reaching you. But just to imagine in your mind and picture him saying, This is me, and I'm doing these things, and there's nobody else who can do these things, just me. Don't you understand? It's me. I am the Lord. Wow, powerful, powerful chapter. And as always, I love you. So does he.